It's me again, and I'm here to do a follow-up video to my original video talking about the Pfitz 1270 training plan. And in this video, like I promised, I'm going to talk about how it all ended up. How did I do in the marathon? How did I feel? Did it work out? And all that stuff. Just talk about how the plan finally prepared me for race day and how it ended up going and how I feel about it after and what I'm going to do next. So that's going to be the follow-up video about my Pfitz 1270 marathon training plan for the Boston 2022 marathon, and that's enough of this intro. Where am I going to start? Let's just talk about, first of all, how did I feel like the plan finally prepared me for race day? And overall, I felt well prepared for race day because I felt the miles. I was knocking out 70-mile weeks in a row, and then I was getting in long runs, medium long runs. I was hitting my pace on the long runs. I was hitting my pace on the marathon pace runs. I had some good tempo half marathon pace runs. 4 weeks before Boston, I went and did a half marathon in Illinois, and I ran 1 second off my PR. Yeah, I was just 1 second off my PR, which was kind of disappointing, but it was a great time for the course I was on, and I only expected to run under 117, and I got under 116. And so that felt me really well prepared to hit my goal marathon pace of 2:45, because if you plug a 1:16 half marathon into your race calculators, race equivalency calculators, VO2 max calculators, that ends you up with like a 2:39 marathon, 2:38. So Boston, you're gonna run a little slow in Boston. So I'm like, yeah, okay, if I'm in 2:40 shape, let's just shoot for 2:45. I should be able to hit that. Well, that's the thing, is a half marathon and marathon, they're two completely different races. So even though I felt pretty prepared from the training plan for race day, things ended up a little bit different on race day. And I think that's a great transition into the next thing, is how did it actually end up for me on race day? Well, first of all, I got this shirt. This is the participant shirt, so you know I was there. And then I got this bib number, so you can look me up, but you can also look me up by my name, since that's the name of this YouTube channel. But yeah, I got a bib, got to the start line. This was actually my third bib number. I went through 2 different bib numbers before I got this one, and that's kind of a long story. I can make an entire video about how my Boston Marathon bib number got messed up. And there was, some other hiccups along the way, like my luggage got lost and all that, but I got there. I got to the start line. And the question is, did I actually finish? Yes, I actually finished, as you can see by this cool finisher's medal here with the nice unicorn in the blue and yellow Boston colors, which also are appropriate for the year of our Lord 2022, because it's the colors of the Ukraine flag. It shows solidarity with Ukraine and the people of Ukraine. And let's look at this. Let's get a nice little close up. I mean, isn't this cool? I liked it. It's a pretty quality medal as they go. It's probably one of the ones I'm more proud of because it's the Boston Marathon. And you have this, oh yeah, that's nice there. And then on the back, you can put your name and stuff and your time. And I don't know if I'm going to do that because I'm not particularly thrilled with my time. That's the whole point of this video, is how to actually end up doing. Like I said, my goal was 2:45. That's probably a stretch based on how I've run the marathon in the past. But I felt like I was in that shape, and I think my half marathon indicated that. I only ran 3:16. And I'm not particularly crazy about that time. But I guess that's what happens sometimes. That's what the marathon is. Like, you can feel great, run great, have some great preparation races. And then on a race day, you might do something wrong. You might go out too hard or not fuel yourself properly, and everything just goes kaput, and it doesn't work out. Like I said, my goal was 2:45, and maybe that was a little bit ambitious because it is Boston, and it does chew you up a little bit if you go out too fast. So maybe 2:50 would have been a better goal, and just cruise some 6:30s for a while, and then make myself up the Newton Hills, and then that last 5 miles, mile 21 later, you take that in as hard as you can to the finish. And I just didn't have it that day. And so the question is, you ask yourself, when you have a bad result, is what went wrong on that day? And so I get to race day, and you think about what went wrong. And the most obvious one is I definitely went out too fast. You know, 2:45 pace is like 6:17, 6:18 per mile, and I was going up under 6:10 per mile for a few miles in the beginning because I was trying to get through the crowds and get to a pace where I was kind of in a group where I was more comfortable with, rather than having to shuffle behind everybody. Well, that's the thing about Boston is they tell you just don't go out too hard. You know, don't go out too hard. And you just take it easy for the first 5 miles, first 5K. I didn't do that. I went out too hard. By the time I got to mile 15, 16, I was feeling tired. And then once the Newton Hill started, that's when it really hit me that it wasn't my day. I got up those first couple hills in the Newton Hills, and it just wasn't my day. And you got to live with that. So I kind of tried to jog it in, but I had to jog. I had to stop at a medical tent for a little bit. Nothing too bad. Just wanted to make sure I was okay. And I just jogged the last 6-7 miles and just tried to get to the finish line. And it's crazy what goes through your head at the end of a marathon. I mean, it's just for 6 or 7 miles or an hour of your life, you're just in this completely different world of pain that you never knew existed, and you just try to fight through it. It's just this entirely different world of pain that you don't know how you're going to get to the finish, or that you could hurt that much on a run. But you do. You get there because what the hell else are you going to do? Sit there and wait for a car to pick you up to get to the end? No, you're just going to get to the finish so you can get some food and water and go back to your hotel room and be done and get your finisher's medal. Because it's better than waiting around when you know that you might be able to finish. Enough of that ramble about the pain of the last 10K of a marathon. But what else went wrong? Yeah, I went out too hard. I probably didn't fuel enough. I'm kind of a bigger guy. I'm like 175 to 180 pounds, and I probably need more fuel than I think I do, the typical person. So I probably didn't have enough gels. My sleep's all messed up in these hotels, so I didn't sleep great when I was there. I got 10,000 steps of walking in before I even got to the start line on race day. That's almost 5 miles. I did not want to be doing that many miles of walking. You know, maybe a couple miles, 2-3 miles to loosen up your legs. But somehow I got 10,000 steps before the race even started. And I did not want that to happen, but it did. And that probably tired me out. And then everything in the days before probably sapped me of energy when I didn't realize it. Because I was walking around Boston and just ended up getting over 20,000 steps in the airport and at the expo, and getting from here to there in Boston. And I really wasn't trying to walk too much, but I just ended up walking that much. So everything kind of came together. And then for the first 10 miles, half marathon felt fine, but then you just hit that tiredness, and you know that with the 10 miles left in the race, you're not going to be able to maintain it. And I couldn't, and I ended up running half hour worse than my goal, 20 minutes worse than my marathon PR, and just overall having a bad day. So how do I feel about this result in the end? I think I touched upon it. You just kind of have to move on and live with it, and realize that the marathon is a fickle beast. And it doesn't matter how well you prepare, there could be 1 or 2 things that go wrong that just kind of ruin your day. And for me, I felt there was 3, 4, maybe 5 things that I could have done better that went wrong. That ruined my day, and I wasn't able to hit my goal. I mean, I got the finisher's medal. I finished the Boston Marathon. I qualified and finished. Not a lot of people can say that. But overall, you know, I've accepted it, and you move on to what's next. And I'm still like dealing with some aches and pains I picked up during the training cycle, so I need to let those heal. But I feel okay with the result. I went out there and I tried to hit that goal, and I didn't. And I learned that I need to improve my fitness to be more marathon specific. Probably could eat healthier, sleep more, lose a little bit of weight. And then I just need to, when race day comes, I just need to keep myself in check for the first 15 miles. And that's hard to do. That's a long time to keep yourself in check. I'm okay with it, you know? And I think maybe this video talking about it helps you work through and process that sort of disappointment. And so I'm going to let myself heal. And then when I feel healthy again, fully healthy, I'll start training for whatever, whether it's another marathon in the fall, or just some half marathons, or shorter races, and I think I'm still qualified for Boston 2023 from my fall 2021 race. So maybe I'll try to redeem myself in next year's Boston. I don't know. We'll see how things pan out for the rest of the year. Getting back to the original purpose of this video is to talk about that Pfitz 1270 plan and would I do it again? Did it make me feel prepared? And like I said before, yeah, I did feel like it made me prepared, and you sort of have to be already running high mileage or have a lot of experience as a runner and know what you're getting into with marathon training to be able to jump in that 12-week plan. If I did it again, I think I'd do the 18-week plan and just give myself a longer build-up and get some more 20-mile runs in there, to more marathon-specific pace, to make myself feel a lot more prepared for what I was going to get after and do. And the other thing, though, is maybe I'll try something different. I've heard good things about the Jack Daniels plan and how you kind of work maybe a little bit of pace into some of your medium long runs, just a little bit more variety rather than going out and running marathon pace for 10, 12 miles or just doing half marathon pace for 6, 7 miles. You do something a little bit more variable, it kind of switches it up, makes the training less boring, because marathon training, more than anything, takes up a lot of time. It can get kind of boring. So having some variety mixed in there helps you get through the weeks and the runs in general. So yeah, I'm fine with the plan. I think it's a good plan. The Pfitz 1270 is a good plan to do for somebody that thinks they're able to handle it in the end. But I'm not sure I'd do that exact plan again. I'd try to make sure I do something longer or maybe a little bit more variety. All right, folks, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. I just wanted to make this video to talk about how that Pfitz 1270 plan ended up working out for me in the end, and just share a little bit of information about that type of marathon training plan, and also kind of process through my Boston 2022 experience and just get that out in the open and talk about it and how everything worked out in the end. But anyways, thanks for watching. You can do the whole like, subscribe, comment if you have any questions. I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability about the training plan or my race or what you think about my shirt. My haircut, I don't know. Anyways, I'll see you later. Let's run out of here. Yeah.